transformed, and I look up all of his videos, and I'm like, whoa, you're really good, and I like ya. What's your name? He's like, I'm Bobby, and I'm from Hawaii. I'm like, this is so cool. You're from Hawaii and you use Zelda. I mean, this is the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, we gotta play again. We gotta play Melee and Ditto. So then I made this like crazy dream. I'm like, wait a minute, what if I Ditto everybody to beat them? That makes me the best. That's the rule. So I travel the world. I gotta play everybody. I play every Zelda. The only people I've never played are UmbreonMow. Until I'm saving this. We do play, but I'll play later. So there's hype. There's a little bit of like competitive tension amongst the Zelda boards. It's like, if you win the Ditto, you're better. That's the way I think. And Mao, apparently, like self-proclaimed, is the best Zelda Dittoer in the world. Like he hasn't lost to anybody ever. So I'm
not
like,
even muted.
Whoa. Let's beat him. Let's just beat the guy so I can be the best. I'll be the freaking best. So then, like December rolls around, and there's more politics show up. This guy like makes this thread. He's like, "Hey, who's the best for each character?" And everyone's talking, and we all have our opinions. I'm like, Dark Musician. He's from Hawaii, and he's like really nice. Because I've learned to accept that Mao is really friendly. He doesn't like give anybody advice.
You got this.
I'm like, hey, what do I do to get better, Hawaiian dude? And he's like, we gotta believe, and you gotta hold on to your heart. I'm like, wow, you are so right. But Mao's like, just play blue and kick. I'm like, no shit. That's why I play the character. Like, obviously, you know what I mean? It's like telling a gardener just the garden. It's like, obviously, I have the garden. Irrelevant. So I'm like, all right, I gotta beat Mao. Not just because he's like being a tool, but like he's the best. I gotta beat the best. So pound 4 rolls up, and Mao's going to pound 4. We've been like trying to like arrange this. Like I call him out on it. I'm like, dude, I can beat you. He's like, oh yeah, dude, I'll rape you. Blah blah blah. I've beaten everybody. And all these other people like show up. They're like, you'll never beat Mao. He's so much better. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I can do it. I can freaking do it. I can do it. And they're like, no, he's the best in the world. Like, dude, seriously. And like, even Mewtwo King's like, yeah, you could beat him. He doesn't sound like that, but.
Can't beat him.
For the sake of hype.
Can't beat him.
Anyways, so then I was like, all right, when's the next tournament you going to? He's like, pound 5. Bitch. I'm like, whoa, okay.
No!
We're gonna play that. We're gonna go down that road. But I was the bigger man. I was the bigger dude. So I was like, okay, dude, I'll see you there. So I go. And he's there. And he's actually really nice in person. But for the sake of the story, he's an asshole. Okay? For the sake of all the crap we're like talking about him, total douchebag. So he walks up to me, he's like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, hi. Who are you? He's like, I'm Max. I'm like, Max? He's like, Mao. You want a Ditto? I'm like, oh man, do I ever. First game, 2-stock him. I'm like, it feels kind of good, being the best with your character. You know what I mean? Being on top of things. It beats me next game. I'm like, okay, I like a challenge. 3-stock him the next game. I'm like, let's keep him coming. I like winning. I like beating you, So then, he plays me again, and I find out all of our matches are on FD, and I'm like, hey, let's go to this stage. Let's just do random. He's like, no, I can't play on any other stage. I'm like, all right, FYI, Zelda's worst stage is FD. I'm like, what? What the fuck? So I'm like, okay, you don't know what you're talking about. So then I lost a little respect for him. I'm like, you only play one stage? Like, you don't abuse your character's strengths? Like, what the heck? I'm like, okay, this guy's overrated. I went out of my way to say he's overrated. Yeah, we're getting to the good part. Okay, so here's the good part. Now, this like little like rivalry, if you call it, even if you call it that, kind of died down for a while. But Apex rolls up. His flag gets 9th place, and we're so proud of him. We love him for it. We're so proud of him. But then, so we decided to like revive the PA power rankings, which haven't been updated since like the 70s. The 70s. We're rounding down. And I was like, all right, this is fun. It's cool because power rankings are cool in my opinion because they help people get better. Like you're like everybody because when you compete, you should make a list. You should have a hit list. You should be like, I want to beat that guy. Like Mao. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I want to beat him. So yeah, I beat him. It was cool. I was like, all right, whatever. So all of a sudden, all us PA Pittsburgh folk, we're all like optimistic. We're like, yeah, let's make a list. This is what I think. This is what you think. Oh, this is wonderful. And then like all these other people, like just other people show up and they're like, you guys are dumb and everything sucks about you. And life isn't even fun because you're in it. and I hate myself because you're alive. I'm like, wow, that's intense. Do you mean what you're saying? Like, I really hope not. This is like 7 different people. I'm like, okay. And then like the ringleader shows up, UmbreonMow. He's like, okay, PA sucks, and the only people worth mentioning are myself. I'm like, is that so, Mal? Is that true? Captain FD. That's what I like to call him. I need to work on the nickname because like it's not nearly as offensive as it should be. But he's like, yeah, I could beat any of you guys. If you think you're cocky, you should like try to beat me at anything. And I'm like, I do that because it's funny. You laugh because it's amusing. Because it's so stupid. Like I'm like, you have to be joking. Like you can't possibly be like serious about anything you're saying. So even Swag's upset about it. Like Swag. Look at him. He got 9th place and he's still upset because of Mao. So basically, we all hate him. It's like Mao versus the world. And it's either we troll him back, like go on his level, you know what I mean? Like kind of digress, de-evolve, like anti-Darwin, and just sort of like attack him, or we could do what we've been doing right now and hop on the Mao bandwagon and believe. So that's UmbreonMow. He's kind of like, yeah, he's like a the Greek god at the moment for Pittsburgh Smash. He's our muse. He's the reason why we play, and the only reason why we'll get any better.
He's our muse, you mean? The 151st Smasher.
Wow.
We can edit that.
We're editing that one out.
We tried to clone it, but we ended up with this.